Hello everyone, I'm attorney and professor Kirk J, and I want to welcome you to this, our 9th mini lecture on issues in employment law. Today we're going to be talking about the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, otherwise known as Cobra. However, before we talk about Cobra this evening, I want to remind you that this lecture is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be legal advice. If you're facing a serious issue connected with work, you should consult with an attorney who is licensed in your jurisdiction. What is Cobra? Cobra is an amendment to ERISA, which is a employee benefits law, for lack of a better word. And Cobra requires an employer in certain circumstances to continue an employee or their family's group health insurance benefits for some period of time. Cobra generally covers employers with 20 or more employees who provide group health care plans. Under Cobra, an employer is required to continue an employee's health insurance for some period of time, generally up to 18 months, although in some cases it could be up to 29 months or 36 months. But generally to continue those health insurance benefits under the same terms as were provided to the employee prior to the qualifying event. However, the employer is not required to contribute to that continuation of benefits. So what normally happens is if an employee has a qualifying event, for example, the employee loses their job, if they want to elect Cobra coverage after their termination, and they do in fact elect Cobra coverage, then they are going to be required to pay their portion of the health insurance benefits as they were paying while they're employees, and also the employer's portion as well. And in most cases, the employer or the person responsible, the agency responsible, can add an additional 2% administrative cost to it. So Cobra can be fairly expensive. However, if an employee has no other way to get health insurance, this is extremely important law which allows them to continue their health care coverage. Earlier I mentioned that this would cover when an employee has a qualifying event. Qualifying event. What is a qualifying event? Qualifying events include death of an employee who is covered, the loss of a job either voluntarily or involuntarily, reduction of hours, or other loss of a job except through gross misconduct. It would also cover a divorce or legal separation that terminates an ex-spouse's eligibility, or a dependent child who reaches the age of 18, although there are certain circumstances in which that child may be covered for longer periods of time. But the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, or COBRA, is designed to allow that person who has lost their health benefit plans under an employer's group plan to continue those for some period of time. Thank you. I'm attorney and professor Kirk J.